Ho ho ho! Nearly went through the entire track for a change. Are we here? Are we working? Are we live? Are we streaming? Is it a live stream? I can't tell what's going on. What's going down? Let's kill that track. Hello, Wecklum. Thanks for coming to the live stream where we will be hammering on about your go-to guitar mods, if any at all. So don't forget to tell us all about it in the comments, in the chat and whatnot. Lots of fun. That's the plan. The plan is to have fun talking about mods. Tonight's stream has two sponsors, one of which is, we'll get to this later, the UK Guitar Show, which is coming up at the end of the month. Exciting times, can't wait to go to the guitar show. We'll talk about that a bit more. And our other sponsor is Silica Gel. So that's exciting. Never thought we would manage to land Silica Gel, but there we are. Anywho, let's say hello to the chat. Hello to the chat indeed. I have to apologise. No, let's not apologise. Let's say hello to the chat. And I will manage to remain hydrated today because we have the pint and the Ninja NutriBullet thing. So we should have enough here on my hydration station to see through the next 90 minutes. Right, hello, who's in? Old Man Zen, first in the chat. How you doing, mate? Good to see you, thanks for coming. Timon Gruter is in. He cannot join us, but he's going to see us Monday. So hello to you in the future on Monday, which for you watching on Monday is now the present time travel. Francis Chambers in the house. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming. Excuse me, Robert Clark is in the house. Hello to you, mate. Click clackers and wait. Nice one, mate. Peter Collins is in. Johnny D. Hello, hello. Richard Sheehan. Hello to you, mate. Francis Chambers. Did we say that already? Yes, we did, but hello again. Hoser68 in the chat. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Chris Bottom, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Simon Fricker is in. Soylent Green, hello to you, mate. Hollywood Actors is in. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Not seen you for a while. Dave Fiendish, how you doing, mate? Good to see you too. Malachi's in the chat. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. JR Channing, hello to you. Johnny D, 123. Hey, no rehearsing first. Nice job, sir. Well, I was jamming it a bit earlier, and you know what? Was there a bum note? I mean, the timing wasn't amazing, but there were maybe some minor fluffs, but not major clangers like usual. I think we're slowly getting more comfortable playing with the camera on, slowly, but surely. It's the Henry's guitar I was using. We'll talk about that in a bit because the video went really well on Friday. But I've still not changed the strings on it. It's 10s. I don't play 10s, and it's still got higher action than I like, but it feels kind of good. I'm not a convert to 10s or anything, but I'm enjoying playing it, although it is a bit of a fight. I do have to fight it a little bit. If I get the 9s on there, we'll be having a good time. Although I'll still need to sort the radius. Anyway, where did we get to? Did we get to JR Channing? Possibly. Hello. Oh, it was Johnny D, that's who it was. Anton's in the chat, good to see you, mate. Luke Fulton, hello to you, mate. Indio G, alright, mate, how you doing? Kamran Kawash, how you doing, mate? Kawish, sorry, apologies. Chris Otterwell is in. Oh, and the chat jumped, which happens all too often, unfortunately. Where did we get to there? There we go. Hollywood Actress, in answer to your question, yes to mods, as you will learn something for it. That's true. Either from liking or not liking the new mod, also the learning how to mod, whether you get your money back, who knows. No, well, I mean, I think 9 times out of 10 you're not getting your money back. No, you're not. 10 times out of 10. But yeah, you're right, you do learn something. What I've learned in some of the mods I've did is that I'm not very good at modding. Enjoy the outcome, but getting there, I usually I cheat and I pay my tech to do it. That's the way forward. For me anyway. It's not the most frugal way to do it, but like things done right, you know what I mean? Budget Pedal Chap is in the house. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Matt Sanders, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you too. Thanks for coming in. You were jamming along. Nice one. Victory House Music is in the house from London. Good to see you. Grave List is in. Silica gel, the gift that just keeps giving. That's it, mate. You could do no wrong. Al Lindsay Gear Safaris in the chat. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Oh, what was that Matt Sanders was saying there? Number one mod for traditional Strat Trems. PRS notched trem screws. Cheap and will turn even a crap trem into a stable floater. Notched trem screws. What even is that? I might have to Google that in a bit. Is it the screws that go... Is it the screws that go here, like the 6 screws? Or is it the screws that go in the saddles? Or some other type of screws that I don't know about. What did you say? Notched trem screws. Must be one of them. Notched. What does it mean? What does it all mean? It will turn even a crap trem into a stable floater. Interesting. Need to find out what that's all about. Cameron Kamish, you mostly buy second-hand, cheaper guitars, so yeah, tuners not as mostly, but I would upgrade. We'll get to tuners in a bit. I'm still deciding whether to do my big rant about tuners. I was maybe going to save it for a video, but we'll maybe talk about it. We'll maybe talk about tuners. Let me know if you want me to rant about tuners. If you want to hear my hot take on tuners. It's not that a hot take. Where do we get to there? Michael Hennessy, hello to you, mate. And the Lamb Live is in. How you doing, Lammy? Oh, wait. Lammy, I just remembered last week you mentioned your return the 28th. No. Is it the 28th? Yeah, the 27th or the 28th. I think you said you're coming back for the Lamb's live stream, which everyone must attend. It's the Lamb's return and it's for charity. But I was thinking, have I got something on that day? Sorry about that. And yeah, it's the UK Guitar Show. Why is that so close? Extreme close-up. How do I fix it? Yeah, it's the UK Guitar Show, sponsor of the stream. Sponsor as in they sorted myself and Yoshi out with a couple of passes for the weekend. So yes, I won't make it myself unfortunately, but I will try and catch the catch-up on the flight back or something. There you go. How does that sound? 10 sounds so nice though. Do they really sound different? I mean, Rick Beato did that video about the different gauges sounds. Although, to be honest, I wasn't convinced, so maybe you're onto something there. They were trying to say in the video that the 8s sound as big as all the other gauges, but I wasn't hearing that. I don't know. Anywho, Peter Collins, only modded guitars are your Jaguar, which now has a stay trem bridge, and your Michael Kelly, which has all 3 pickups and all the wiring pots replaced. Nice one, mate. I've heard great things about the stay trem bridge. And this week's video, hold on a second, I'm just going to put this Henry's away. Tomorrow's video is about a mod, and it's about a mod that basically saved the guitar for me, and it's maybe related to what you're talking about. You know I don't like to give away spoilers because then no one would watch the video at all. I don't know if that's true, but I'm not a fan of spoilers. Anyway. Have I caught up with everybody in the chat? Whoops, jumped again. Why did it jump? Soylent Green, you've treated yourself with one of these newish Epiphone Widows in orange burst and threw some Goto Lock and Tuners bridge and tailpiece on it. Absolutely awesome guitar. I have been looking, is that the ones that have got like the really nice binding around them, like with the sort of accent colours? I think it might be because you're saying orange burst. I think, was it Chris from Still Want to Be a Rockstar? I think he might have got one of them recently. And is there a purple one? The purple one looks kind of nice. Nice. Yes, the 6 screws and you only need 2 to 4 though. I have heard that, mate, yes. Okay, where are we at? Johnny D, other than a good setup, frets and action, etc., you'll perhaps have the pickups swapped out. You're not likely to buy something that needs a lot of work, as I can't do any myself. I'll have to get my tech man. Yeah, I'm much the same, mate. But I don't mind paying my tech, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm happy to pay the tech. If I wasn't, I would learn to do it. Worth the weight in gold for getting the work done right that I would make a mess of and would get totally stressed out about, and it would take me ages. And I'm trying to get videos done, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's going to be like this all the time, but now that I've started rehearsing with the band again, or they're about to start being more regular, the rehearsal place is where the tech is. And what's happened the last couple of times, which have been really lucky, is we're going for the 2-hour rehearsal, I take said guitar that needs said job done, leave it there, and when I come out my rehearsal, it's done. Can't be that kind of service, you know what I mean? The prices are very fair, work is good, zero complaints. So yeah, paying for the time saved more than anything. Well, and the quality, of course. The experience. Anywho, sorry about that. Ben Coombs, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. The only time you make a mod is when a part fails and I may install an upgraded part. Otherwise, you buy gear that doesn't need mods. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I get that. There's a lot, I mean, I think there's a certain price for me. I don't know where it is because I actually don't have many expensive guitars. In fact, I don't think I've ever spent more than £600 on a guitar. I don't think. Maybe 650 a couple of years ago. Yeah. So there's a certain price where I probably wouldn't go there anyway unless it had mostly everything that I want. Mostly everything that I wanted, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think. Gear Safari, who's at the Brum Show next weekend? Do you mean like in general? Because I will go over some of the brands and stuff that are there. Or are you asking people in the chat who's going? Because I'm going. I know Al's going. Who else is going? Anybody else going? Graham Campbell, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Mad Hatter, you've got to give the peeps what they want, brother Steve Cassidy. Well, I'll try. What do they want? What do they want? What do they want? I need to know what they want. What do you want? Whoops. Oh, somebody's going Sunday. Who was that? I missed that there. Chris Otterwell, you're going Sunday. Nice one, mate. Come and say hello. Excuse me. The Lamb Live, the UK Guitar Show ends at 5 PM and you're on at 6 PM. So we've got an hour to gather everyone around the telly. I will get on it, mate. We'll see if we can project it onto the side of the building, like what Henning did that time he camped outside Toman. Anybody see that video, actually? Did anybody watch Henning Polly? He did a video just before, it wasn't Black Friday. It might have been Black Friday. It was before Toman did their big, maybe it was Cyber Week sale or something. And he did this video where he camped out in the parking lot. Parking lot? Car park. That's what we call it, a car park. Parked outside the car park and camped out for the night so he could be first in the door to get the deals. But I think it's Henning's best ever video. It's just so entertaining, really well edited and just, it's fun. It's a funny video. Anyway, worth checking out. Where are we at? Whoops. Dave Fiendish, pickups if needed. Usually Tone Riders, Rebel P90s, Roller String Trees. I've got a Rebel P90 in this drawer that I am yet to put in a guitar. I don't know what guitar to put in. I'll figure it out. Sorry, Victory House Music. You always unmod your guitars to get them right. E.g. on your Richardson and Manson tellies, you replaced everything with Fender Pure Vintage right down to the strap locks. How is that unmodding? I don't get that. Is that not just modding? What's going on there? Explain yourself. What do you mean? What am I missing there? Anton has just ordered the Stay Trem bridge for his Jazzmaster 2. Hope it arrives quicker than the 30-week waitlist suggests. Jings. That is a long waitlist. Well, spoiler, tomorrow's video is a mod video. It is about a Jazzmaster Trem. And it's not a Stay Trem. An alternative that's worth a look. If you've already bought a Stay Trem, you bought a Stay Trem. But if anybody's interested in something else, you might enjoy this. But it's not even so much about the mod itself. It's about the story and how the mod this particular mod saved the guitar for me that was otherwise about to get sold. That's pretty much spoiled everything. Anyway. Excuse me. Matt Sanders, you've been doing kick guitars, so they're all mod projects. No stress on resale value here. Yeah, that's a good point. Kick guitars, they've got to be the hardest things ever to sell. Interesting. I remember, who was it that used to speak to about that? It was Rafa's pal, Dave. He did a lot of kick guitars. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off on something here. Right, sorry about that. How do you like the Stay Trem? We're talking about the Stay Trem, good times. Anton, people are saying they get theirs quicker than 30 weeks, but I guess it's getting more popular. Interesting. Mad Hatter, you have a new IYV LP style guitar with P90s, and all you have to do to it is make sure the frets are levelled and file the fret ends. And that seems to be the case with most guitar these days, doesn't it? I mean, Milehouse Studios has showed us like the amount of stuff he's had on his bench at all different price points, including the recent, not even this one where he went to Andertons, but when he went to Andertons the last time, and they did, what was it? It was like a Man versus Plek or something like that. Did they do 2 custom shop Strats? I can't remember, but there was a custom shop involved in there anyway, and it still needed work. So, yeah. But I mean, that's Fender. They're kind of, everything needs work on a Fender these days. Anywho, Ben Coombs, you don't even know what I want, let alone know what others want from me. Yes, indeed. I don't know what I want either. What do I want? I don't know. I've no idea. Henning is going. Yeah, that's right. I did hear Henning was going to Birmingham. Yeah, that'll be great. If he's there, it'll be great to catch up with Henning. Planet Ben, you modded your Pacifica. You made the pickups interchangeable by messing with the wires and adding some connectors. You definitely didn't pinch from your dad. Why does that ring a bell about a Pacifica? Have I seen a picture of that somewhere before? Or a reverb listing or something? That rings a bell to me. I don't know why. Anywho. £250 on your Gretsch Streamliner bought off a friend. Dave, that's how much you spent on the entire guitar or on mods? Osfania Mark, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hi from Wayans. Where's Wayans? I don't know where that is. I'm being stupid. Me, myself and I, usually string trees, locking tuners, maybe bridge, rarely pickups, mostly about fixing it till it breaks. Yes, we can relate to that. Stay Trem was developed for Johnny Marr when he switched to using Jags. I didn't know that. I don't know enough about Stay Trems. I will need to swat up. BBC, if anyone had Jazzmaster and Mod on their Steve Cassidy bingo cards, mark it off. Now that's it, yeah. It's done. Spoilers. All the spoilers done. Chris Otterwell, you do lots of mods, both on your own and other folks. Vega Trem is a good mod for a Strat. I cannot wait to get a Vega Trem. They're supposed to be sending me one. They were going to send one, but I ended up having the conversation when the rep was at the airport just about to get the flight to Nam. So I wouldn't blame him if it slipped his mind somehow. So I'll maybe follow up on that and see if I can get hold of one. Because I badly want to get one for any excuse to show off the purple jet. Let's show off the purple jet. Come on. Yes. Actually, maybe I could talk about some guitars that I want to mod. Like this one, for example. Yeah. The purple jet. I really want to stay to a Vega Trem for this. We'll talk about the Vega Trem in a minute, actually. I should save it for a video, but something I didn't realise about it. That means I'll need to go and grab another guitar in a minute. I'll do that shortly. Yeah, we'll do it because we're talking about mods. Victory House, the Manson had EMG pickups, high mass bridge, calculator style mini toggle switch, etc. Now it has all Fender kit on there. So are you seeing that the Fender stuff has been a downgrade from the EMGs? Is that what you mean? Because I would disagree. I would call that upgrade still. Or would I know what you mean actually? I do get the point. Because I'm thinking like, for example, if I was to buy a Fender Ultralux, which would not happen in this reality, not this universe, because they're expensive. They're about $3-4 grand. But if I was to buy one of them, the first thing I would do is whip out the noiseless pickups and put in a set of Fender player pickups in there, because I just love the Fender player pickups. Anyway, where are we at? Graham Campbell, so yeah, that would be a downgrade. Graham Campbell, you just blocked off the trem in your G&L with a stack of 2Ps wrapped in tape on each side. Works great and stays in tune with my ham-fisted play now. Yeah, I've did that before as well, 2Ps. In fact, I'm trying to remember what guitar I did that with and if I still have it and if the 2Ps are still in there. Can't remember, but yeah, it works. Duct tape is what I used, yeah. Debate topic, Matt Sanders, debate topic, the neck is the guitar, fight. I think I'm on your side there, mate. Yeah, pretty much. Although, I mean, yeah, the neck is everything, but I've got to love the look of it as well. Got to love the look. Oh, Dave Fiendish, entire guitar, bargain, $250, nice one, mate, good on you. Your most expensive buy, right, I got you, I see what you're saying there now. Osfania Mark, you've got a single block Gretsch Streamliner, you put $20 Reverend roller bridge and their Bigsby spring and it plays great, nice. I've never looked into Reverend's other hardware stuff, but I've always wanted to try their triple tree. You know, the string tree bar that does 3 strings. Just why doesn't anybody else do that? Actually, I know that Stu Mac do one as well, but it's basically a triple butterfly one that, yeah. Anyway, Trey Shredden's in the house. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're well. Sorry I've been missing your live streams recently, mate, on the Sundays. Why is that happening? I don't know why that's happening. Oh, I know why it was happening. It was Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, everybody. Belated. So I was making dumplings all day. Hours and hours of dumpling making. I was out on the eve. I might have been the eve. But we're busy a couple of days. Anywho. Me, myself, and oh, you're talking to Graham Campbell. Steve Reeser's in the chat. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. There he is. There's Rafa. How you doing, mate? How did it feel being shouted out by Phil McKnight last Friday on a stream? Oh, mate, that was awesome. I've got notes here of things I was going to talk about on the stream, and that is on there. So, let's talk about the video last week, right? So the Henry's video, that's not the Henry's video. There's the Henry's guitar, right? I did loads of reviews of guitars. Did loads of videos recently, experimenting with things, what things work. There's the cell shading guitar video. I had a load of fun doing that. It performed okay. Videos about all the guitar stores in China that are closing, that kind of tanked. Mod stuff, different stuff. The Henry's one, for some reason, absolutely took off, which was just like awesome. Because it's always difficult to get views on a product that a lot of other channels are reviewing at the same time. And Henry's also, because they did it to my last video, they'll pay for paid promotion on your video. But the video got up to, I think, 16.5k views, which is mental. Still 1 out of 10. I've not had a 1 out of 10 like that for many, many months. And yeah. But then I noticed yesterday they put the paid promotion on Facebook, so I might get another, I don't know, few hundred views after that. So that was tidy. Anyway, but yeah, well chuffed with that. And then like Rafa says, on Friday night, shout out from Phil McKnight. Second shout out from Phil McKnight ever, which is awesome. Because I say it all the time, he's like one of my favourite channels ever. Love Phil McKnight. And this time I got to watch the stream live when I was getting the shout out, which is great. Last time I missed it because I was in Plymouth at Mile House Studios, which was great. I wasn't really missing it, you know what I mean? I was having a great time at Mile House Studios. But yeah, get a shout out from Phil. Just awesome. Love it. It was a bit funny though because in the same sort of conversation he was having, he kind of like started on this one thing and then moved on to this other train of thought, and I thought this is maybe not a good look for me. Because he was talking about how he's shouting out channels recently. So he did, he's going to do once a month, he's having like an interview with another channel. So he had this guy Buddy Blues on in January, and he's going to do one a month. I think I know someone else he might have on soon. It's not me. And we got a shout out, which was absolutely great. But before that, he said, he was talking about it. He says, yeah, I'm trying to sort of highlight other channels now. And he says, because you wouldn't believe, he says, how much crap there is on YouTube. He says, I watch so many crap videos. He says, you have no idea. I watch all this crap stuff for you. And then he says, oh, and this guy made a video. And then he started talking about mine. He's like, oh no. But I think he thought it was a good one. But it was because my video featured him. He was in it. So basically after this mod video that's coming up on Friday, every video from now on will be about Phil McKnight. That's the new direction the channel's going in. So we'll hopefully get a shout out from Phil every week. Because it got a boost of the previous week's video that it basically flatlined. And then it started getting a wee boost again. So awesome stuff. I've got a load of subs as well. So cannot complain. Awesome. Yeah, made the week. Made the month. Thank you, Rafa. Great to see you, by the way. Yes, where are we at? I was just talking about you a minute ago, actually, about you and Dave, because you used to build all the kick guitars. Anywho. Victory House, yes, upgraded to standard spec, get rid of the previous upgrades that were, for me, downgrades. Totally got you, mate. Makes sense. Right. That was cool to watch, yes. Was very cool for me to watch. It's been a crazy year for you too, Trey. I'm not surprised, mate. You're a busy laddie. And it sounds like you had a fruitful trip to Nam as well. Looking forward to seeing some stuff from that. Although maybe I missed that on the live stream. Damn, I'll need to rewatch. Me, myself and I. Mods naturally also have the law of diminishing returns, like is a €200 pickup that much better than a €50 pickup? Yeah, it's €150 better. Obviously, I'm not joking. Yeah, that's it. And then it's all subjective as well, isn't it? I talk about this all the time. The pickup I put in, oh actually I was going to grab that one, but I've put the same pickup in both guitars because I love it that much. It's Vanson, but I believe Artec make it too. It's just Artec or Vanson's HB size P90. £20. £20, and it's absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. I mean, if I didn't love it, I wouldn't put it in both guitars. And I'm not sponsored by Artec. I'm sponsored by Silica Gel. So that's why we're saying that. Let's put this back. That lives there. Okay. Where do we get to there? Soylent Green, you love jet guitars. You got burgundy pink one. Oh, nice. That's the JS300. I think I had a... Oh, wait a minute. You have a heavy relic job. Changed all the hardware. Put the new hardware through an acid bath. And on top, your body put clear coat with holographic flakes over it. That sounds absolutely mental. I need to see what that is. Mental. Ben, yes, Phil is a quality guy indeed. When he says crap videos, he means yours. No, he does not, mate. Ben Coombs videos are wholesome. Wholesome, genuine guitar reviews. And you got quite a selection on there as well. Must be hundreds you've done these days. I would imagine they do well in search over time. When someone's thinking of buying something. Excuse me. They were more likely to come across. And they're nice and short and snappy to the point as well. That's what you want. Excuse me. And again, sorry. Oh, Raf, you've been here from the start. Excellent, mate. You wee lurker, you. Cheeky lurker. Raf, are you going to the Birmingham Guitar Show? Be good to see you there. It's been a while. Gear Safari, you've got an adjustable bell bronze nut on your custom Valiant Soothsayer that is being built. You were hoping for it to be ready for the Brum show, but it doesn't look like it will be done in time. Hey ho. Yeah, I actually asked, oh, what's his name again? Igor from Valiant, when we were at Gear Street, actually after Gear Street, if he would send me one of those nuts, because I wanted to put a nut on one of the Starcasters actually. He was going to do it, but I think they got busy. Never happened. I'll maybe look at it later. Edney Helen Dos Santos. Hello. You went on with an Analog Workshop double diff preamp. What is this in relation to something else? Have I missed something? It basically makes passive pickups active. It's oh, never heard of that actually. That is interesting. Found it with ChatGPT. Not interesting. Thanks for sharing. Me, myself, and Irene. You put two Artec. Why did I say Irene? That's the movie. You put two Artec paths in your HBCS224. Not only sounds better, but looks awesome. Awesome. That's what I want to hear. Peter Collins, you have the Artec P90 in the bridge of what used to be HSS Michael Kelly style. What do you think of it, Peter? Do you like it? Is it just the subjective me thing, or is it great? There you go. Mad Hatter says they're good as well. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I couldn't believe how great it sounds for 200. Love it. 200, 20, 200 pence. Right, sorry. Let's get a wee look at the poll, because we've caught up with the chat. Okay. Oh yeah, of course, we're sponsored by the Birmingham Guitar Show, the UK Guitar Show, hashtag Birmingham 2026. Well, we're here, but we'll look at this first before we go to the poll. Let's look at the exhibitors. Shout out, if you are watching on catch up, in the main chat, because it's easier for me to find, in a comment, if any of these brands look of interest to you, of something to check out. I don't actually know what I'm going to be doing at the show this year. I don't want to make the same mistake of Guitar Summit and end up having to edit like 12 videos. Because all this stuff's, actually it's not really time sensitive, because nothing's going to get like launched or announced at this show, I don't think. But anywho, what do we want to see? Duesenberg guitars, Laney amplifications, Prodipe. What is Prodipe? I don't know what Prodipe? I don't know what that is. Cream guitars. I've heard of them, never tried one. Cole Clark, Ibanez. Oh, it says Ibanez bass. That's interesting. PRS guitars. You know what's interesting? Some of these are actually... Sorry, I'm supposed to be plugging this for the show. You can't even see it because of me. But yeah, some of them are actually not there properly. I mean, they've got products there, but they don't have an actual rep in that. Like if you're going there to make connections and talk to people, not all of them are there. I'll see if I can show you what I mean. So we'll go through these. Look, there's loads of stuff here I've never heard of. But wait, and I'll see if I can find one of the ones that looks like it's more of a distributor kind of thing. Let's try this. Aurora Music Works. There you go. Right, look. Decline. So Aurora Music Works, you won't be able to see at the side there, but it's also... Wait a minute, can I do this? No, that's not working. It's also... Wait a minute, let's do this. Yeah, there you go. Look. Cream Tea, Dean Guitars, Newman, Guitar X, Kaufman Guitars, Maybach, Stanford. All these different... what do you call it? Brands. So they'll kind of be there under like maybe the one distributor stall, rather than them all having like someone you can talk to. Does that make sense? There's a few cases of that, because I made that mistake when I went last time. I thought I was going to get to talk to someone at FGN and Enya and another brand, but they weren't there. They just had some products there. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, sorry. I'm still sponsored by the show and plugging them, right? I'm doing a good job, I promise. Patrick's James Eggle. He's been on the scene forever. I remember looking at his awesome guitars in my local shop, Rainbow Music, probably about 30 years ago, right? And I've seen him at the shows, and he looks, I don't know, he looks about 40. He must have been making them when he was 10. So I don't know how that works. Atkin Guitars look very interesting indeed. They do the Justin Hawkins one, I think. I actually got to see some of their stuff last year. I didn't do a video or anything, but looked pretty impressive. We're going to look at a few more. Actually, is there anything that might be related to mods, I wonder, since that's what we're talking about? I mean, pedals, maybe. I'm sure I seen Tone Rider, but I don't know if that, there you go, Vegatrem. Oh, I want to talk about the Vegatrem in a minute. I might do that. Maybe I'll just save it for the video if it ever happens. But anyway, yeah, D'Addario, Line 6. Line 6 are probably there. Reverend are there. I was actually just watching a video with Andy Guitar Geek and Reverend. I'll need to watch the rest of that later. Yeah, so there's loads and loads of brands. There's Jet Guitars, of course, are we going to check them out? Ritual Devices, Dunlop, Mojo Kit. Well, there's so much stuff to check out. Look at it all, look at it all. Well, there you go. Let's check out one more of these. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to show you anyway. So, yeah. See all these brands? That means that they might not be there properly, if that makes sense. Maybe so the Duesenberg guitars might not be, like there won't be a proper Duesenberg stall. I don't think. I was kind of looking forward to that, but that's all right. You still get to see the stuff. If you're just going, if you're not going like as a creator and trying to make connections and things, it won't matter at all. I suppose it's a small amount of people that go for that kind of thing. But yeah, if you just want to see the gear and try some stuff out and get a look at it, then it's all going to be there. Right, anyway, I think I managed to save that. So, let's get to, well, before we go to the poll, which we should be doing, no, let's go to the poll and we'll do the results. The poll results are as follows. Right, is this tidy-ish? That's looking pretty good. I'll need to move this over just a little bit. Sorry. I'll get back to the chat in a minute, the live chat, sorry. Okay, so we were asking if you had to mod your guitar, what's most important to you? Right now, yes, I want to mod everything, pretty much. Can't help myself, a bit like you. But, what's most important? And it works for a poll, you know what I'm saying? Get the conversation going. So, is it the hardware? Is it the pickups electronics? Is it the cosmetics? Or just leave it as is? So, as you can see here, most people, 44%, went for hardware. Which makes sense. I'm in that camp, but I'm also in the pickups electronics camp as being most important. 27%. And then we've got cosmetics, 8%. See, I don't know. I'm definitely in that category. Although, to be honest with you, I'm more likely to buy a guitar that I like the look of anyway. Cosmetic mods would be like changing a pickguard or something like that. The thing that says there you go. And then 22% of people are happy to just buy, leave it be, buy it as is, which makes sense. It's way less hassle, isn't it? And especially if you're the type of person that's thinking about reselling, then it's not worth the bother, is it, really? Like if you go through guitars quickly, like a lot of people do. Anywho, look at the votes. 3 wee ducks, 222 votes. Thank you all so much for voting and commenting. And I just wanted to mention a little bit more on here about these categories. So when we look at hardware, would it be fair to call that performance? And then when we look at pickups electronics, would it be fair to call that tone? And then when we say cosmetics, aesthetics, the looks, same kind of thing, and then leave it be. So that's quite interesting. So it looks to me like most important is the performance, 44%, and yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. Yeah, if I had to choose one, I would probably find myself in the majority there. Although I just love changing pickups like nobody's business. Anyway, right, we've got a load of comments. I've responded to, I thought I responded to all of them. Oh, there's more came in. Oh no, I remembered. YouTube's doing a funny thing where it's hiding comments from me on the polls. John Robson, live stream tomorrow, 5 PM UK, beer o'clock, a great hang. He has a stainless steel fret addiction, which is a shame. That's such a shame to have a fellow addict. No, I can totally see the appeal. I'm the same. I love stainless steel frets as well, although I'm starting to get over it a little bit. A little bit. I feel like I've did my stainless steel fret thing. I do love them, but it's less of a deal breaker than it used to be. It used to be a deal breaker, but less so now. Although, I would maybe change my mind on that as soon as one of my guitars needed a refret. Then I'd be back on the bandwagon again. Although, they do feel great. There's no doubt in that. And my number one guitar is the refretted Jet GS400. So, yeah, I do love the stainless steel frets. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Mr. Robson. Jed Ellis, locking tuners, roller string trees for you. You just like the stability that it brings. Oh, I already replied to that one, but there you go. Thanks for sharing, mate. How long is this? That's not too bad. 8-string worship leader. Your priorities are definitely not in the right order, but are as follows. Pickups and electronics. That's the right order for you, mate. Higher quality hardware, bridge tuners and not upgraded gig bag. Interesting. Yeah. You say this because you're currently on step 2 of your DIY gem build. Nice one, mate. Step 3 being the upgraded gig bag. Nice one, mate. Awesome. That sounds fun. Right, once again, thank you all for sharing, but I'm going to jump back into the live chat because I feel I've neglected the live for too long. So I'm coming back in. Here we go. How are we doing? Sorry about that. That was a big, long rant about... Can't even remember what I was talking about. Anyway, I was still here. I was having fun. What? Ben Coombs, about 300 guitars. What are you talking about? That's how many you've got? No? Really? Tell the truth. Is that for reals? Peter Collins, you prefer the Arctic to the humbucker that was in it before? Nice. It feels on the fence-ish. Don't love it, but you prefer it. Okay. That's subjective. That's fine, mate. Mad Hatter, Steve, it's really too bad that we can't get a Tees guitar in your hands, mate. I'm up for trying one. I know that the guy wants to do, or at least I heard that he wants to do some stuff further afield, UK, Europe, whatever. So if that's the case, I know some people are in touch with him, so let's do it. I want to check one out. Is he doing a 9.5 inch radius yet? Come on. Come on. Where are we at? Budget pedal chap, you might have to give Artec a go. I always assumed they'd be put because they cost so little. Yeah, I know. That's it. I mean, I only really went with Artec because I just didn't want a humbucker in the neck. I thought anything other than a humbucker would be good. Why not a P90 size humbucker? And they had, I thought, worth a punt, see what it's like, and it worked out well because I bought 2. And don't have to take my word for it. Peter Collins prefers it to the humbucker that was in his guitar before. which we don't know what that was. That might not have been very good. And to be fair, the humbucker that was in that before was stinking as well, so maybe it's just better than that. Maybe that's all it is. But no, I actually do really like it a lot. Ben Coombs, you're coming back. All right, mate. Be right back. Nice. Shrinfin, afternoon. What advantages does the Vega Trem have over a traditional system? Well, thank you for asking. This gives me the opportunity to talk about it. Now, I actually don't know because I have never tried a Vega Trem. All I've ever heard is from everybody else is about how brilliant they are. And my favourite trem of all time is the Gotoh 510. And I'm about to go and grab my Charvel to show you something that I love about that. Hold on. I might even grab more than the Charvel. I might grab several guitars. Because we're talking about mods and I've modded guitars. Right, let's see how far this mic goes. I'm going to the living room, which is in the east wing of the property. If you bear with me. A couple of cool mods here. So there's the mods that are worthwhile and maybe not so much. Right, so we're going to talk about the Vega Trem. Well, before we talk about the Vega Trem, I'm going to talk about the Gotoh 510. And look, I've just noticed I'm showing you that there. It's one of the best things about this guitar is that jack socket placement. My dream guitar will have this. In fact, my dream guitar is basically this with a 9.5 inch radius fretboard. Doesn't exist. And maybe just a little bit less modern looking. Anywho, right, here's the thing. We'll maybe go into the other camera. Guitar cam, right. So here's the Gotoh 510. But it's not the trem itself that's great. I mean, it is a great trem, right? It's a fantastic trem. But I've put that trem, because of this guitar, on another two guitars, which is this parts caster here. So this is a Gotoh 510, and I've also got the Wilkinson WLS 130 locking saddles on there. So this is probably the best trem I've got. But it doesn't perform quite as well as the one on the Charvel, and the reason is because the Charvel has this little cavity cut out here. Can you see the wood? It's cut almost like what a Floyd Rose would have. So we can go, whoops, down of course, and we can go up further than you would be able to go on a traditional trem. Does that make sense? So it's floating in a really nice position. And I think that adds to the performance of this and why I prefer it over the 510 that I have on both that Strat parts caster and my Jet. Now, the Vega Trem, see if I can pull up the picture. I'll see if I can pull up the picture. Hold on. Let's go here. Because again, I was thinking about what my keyboard stopped working there and it just came up REM instead of Vega Trem. Excuse me, I'll just go on their website, that's what I want. Let's see if I can find a better picture. Come on, tremolos, yeah. We're almost there, bear with me. Actually, I could just pull this up while I'm doing it. Right, here we go. Excellent. So, maybe you can see here, is there any other pictures? Right, so it's actually just like a much, I'm in the way of that, a much smaller form factor. See the cavity? So it actually sits in the cavity in the same way. So you don't need to, so that it'll perform the same way as it does in that Charvel, using the existing cavity because it's got a smaller footprint. Does that kind of make sense? So you can still float it backwards and forward. And if you look at the claw, you can see how thin this piece is here. And then it leans back so that you can get that pull back kind of thing. So it'll sit the same way, because like I was saying, I was thinking about as a project I was going to do, either, it was going to be this year, but it's probably next year now. I was going to do like my dream guitar, which is basically, like I was going to build it. It was going to basically an HSS Strat type thing, maybe like this with no pickguard, obviously contoured heel and the jack socket here. I actually bought a Squier Showmaster body to use as a template, and that reverse headstock neck I got a while ago, if you've seen that, it didn't fit the body annoyingly, so I couldn't use that. But yeah, and I always thought I would get this recessed as well, this cavity, so I could put a Gotoh 510 in there. But now, that's not a consideration anymore. Now I would just put the Vega Trem in. And I'm not even going to say like if it's any good, because I've seen enough reviews of it, of credible people. Everybody raves about it, not even from credible people, just anybody that talks about the Vega Trem say that it's amazing. So, that might be the go-to for me, rather than the Gotoh. It might be the go-to. Anyway, right, sorry about that. So, that's my story about that. And, as I was saying, the first guitar to get that treatment, if Vega Trem ever send me one, it's going to go on this, because this guitar deserves it, I think. It's got an okay trem on this actually. Wilkinson WOV5 or something like that. It's an okay trem. But performance-wise, I would love it to be more like the Gotoh, which I hear the Vega Trem is more like. And by the way, the Gotoh 510 is still an amazing trem. So, thanks for asking about the Vega Trem. What's so great about it? Oh, and also, it's supposed to be like super easy install as well, on either a 6-screw trem or a 2-point trem. It's just like pretty much drop-in replacement without having to change the posts or anything. Apparently. That's what a lot of people love about it. And they have historically been really expensive, but they've just come out with a new model that's like about half the price. So that's interesting. Anywho, that's what we're saying about that. So what are the advantages of the Vega Trem? Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing from it anyway, and that's the appeal to me. Edney Helen Dos Santos, sorry, I'm struggling to say her name. They're great. Actually, they do Iron Gear and Tone Rider pickups and many others. Who do? Artec do Iron Gear and Tone Rider? Really? Is that what you're saying? Are you sure? Are you sure? I did not know that. I thought they were their own things. If they are, then I'm Artec all the way from now on. Really? I would love to see that deep dived. Chris Otterwell, Vega has more travel and returns to tune quite nicely. Yeah, I mean, most of that's going to be the nut. Mostly. Usually. That's the biggest culprit, isn't it? Although no, the blades, the knife edges is a huge part of that as well. Mad Hatter, you strongly recommend Geiker output jacks and other stuff that Geiker sells. Well, I wasn't going to get onto this. I'm not a fan of Geiker. Not a fan of Geiker, I'm sorry. Sorry. Right, if you want a rant about that, type rant in the comments. If we get 5 rants, I'll rant about Geiker. If you don't want to write a rant, if you want saved of old man rants about Geiker, I won't bother. Right, where are we at? Right, always use Pure Tone output jacks. Yes, that's on my list as well, especially for a gigging guitar. I chuck one in. It's probably over-engineered and belts and braces, but that's exactly what I want for a gigging guitar. Yeah. Me, myself and I, does gas also pay into the desire to mod? Of course it does, yeah. It's almost like, it's kind of like gas light. Sorry. But yeah, it can sometimes save you from making a bigger purchase. It has done for me anyway. But like some other people said in the comments from the poll, like they don't feel like the guitar's theirs until they've made a mod on it. And I'm a bit like that as well. And as soon as there's been a mod, it's pretty much a keeper, which is almost all my guitars are keepers now. Oh dear. Johnny D, you had your Squier CV50 Strat pickup swapped for Tone Rider City Limits. It was like getting a new sounding guitar. The guitar itself already played beautifully. Now it's 100% keeper. See, there you go. In fact, I say that Fender Player pickups are some of my favourites, but what's also going in that jet, purple jet guitar is the Tone Rider Surfaris. Oh, I've been so excited to try them. I've had them sitting in this drawer probably for over a year now. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to getting them in there. I've never tried them. They just, from the blurb, it sounds like that's my pickup. Like, really, really low output, really twangy, really vintage sounding. That's what we're after. Really, yeah, shrill almost. That's what I'm after. Anyway, and yeah, I think I've got City Limits. No, I don't. I don't have City Limits. I've got the pure vintage in possibly that parts caster. This one. This might have the pure vintage in it, as well as a Iron Gear Jailhouse Smokehouse Stack or something like that. Jailhouse. I can't remember what it's called. This is a beast of a guitar, man. I've yet to do a video on this, but I mean the mods on this are mental. So like I was saying, go to 510, the Wilkinson locking saddles. Look at this guy. Eh? Eh? Where does it go? I can't see. There we go. Villex. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, the light isn't in it. Let's get some light. There we go. Villex Jack mid-range booster. Passive. Mental. Very cool. Right, sorry. Where did we get to there? I love modding. I love modding. Vega Trem, check out the Harley Benton ST Modern Carlos Asensio SIG model 525. Looks a great guitar for the price. I could not agree more. I never got to play it properly, but I did get my hands on it. You may or may not know I don't love the ST Modern neck profile, but I mean, to try out the Trem, 525, considering a Vega Trem could be anywhere between these days 150 and like 300. Mental. I'm not sure what model of Vega Trem they put in that Harley Benton. I'm guessing because of the price it must be the newer, more affordable one, but I could be wrong. Johnny D, I should have had the butler bring them to you, Steve. You're right, mate. I should have got the butler. That Charvel is so beautiful. Thank you. I agree. It is a beautiful guitar. Mark loves the Charvel as well. That's the thing with that Charvel, right? And like we were saying, it's all about the neck. Like, that makes or breaks a guitar. It's the neck that I don't love about that guitar. I love everything else about it. And I don't play it that much because of the neck. So I should sell it, but I just can't bring myself to sell it because it's too awesome. I think until I've replaced it with the said dream guitar. Also, I've did videos on this guitar before as well, sorry. Check out on the channel, right, I've reviewed this before, and one of the best things about this, you can't even see, it's what's going on with the switching. I want to put that switching will definitely go in my dream guitar as well. Johnny Beam is the Vega Trem system. Okay, he loves the Vega Trem system. Nice. Vega in a Strat needs no extra routing. Exactly. There we go. Whoops. The chat has jumped. Whoops. Johnny D, big shout out to the PRS Standard Trem. Yeah, heard great things about them too. Got 3 of them off of different guitars and they're also brilliantly stable. You're not Steve Vai, but equally you're not Hank Marvin. Got you, yeah, I've heard good stuff. You'll bear them in mind too. Okay, that's something else, sorry about that. Okay. Presby Pastor Rob, nice to see you, mate. You have 2 guitars with Vega Trems and you really like them. Yeah, I've only ever heard the best stuff. Who says a Vega Trem is not good? Is anybody able to say a bad word about Vega Trem? Let me know in the comments on the catch-up or on the live chat. Thanks for watching on catch-up, by the way, if you're watching, especially if you got this far. Okay. Steve, Thomann have limited HB Fusion 3s and they're slightly cheaper at the moment. Are they getting to launch the Fusion 4? I mean, that sort of looks like the signs to me, doesn't it? I had my mate Cyborg Guitars up the other week, and he was saying that going by the timeline of last year, he doesn't have any inside info, but he just pays attention to stuff. He reckons it might be June time, but if you're saying the Fusion 3s are sort of tapering off, then maybe. Good music is good. You're loving Geiker's Duesenberg Trem on your cheap LP knockoff. Yeah, I know the one you mean. I've got the Duesenberg and the Goldo on, actually, oh, I've got one to go on that as well. Actually, both the white one and the blue one are getting them. The one on the end there has already got it, and my #1 Starcaster has the Duesenberg as well. You know what, I should just do this live stream topic every week, because I just love mods. I just love mods. I love modding guitars. It's the best. Sorry. Right. Yeah, but that trem, I've never tried the Geiker one, but the design, I love it. Okay. Shrenfin, the one stainless guitar you have is the Fusion 3, and I love the thing. Yeah, the Fusion 2 was my first experience with stainless steel frets as well, and that totally sold me on them. Even although I ended up not loving that guitar in the end, but the frets, super like smooth for bends. That's basically what does it for me. Nothing to do with tone or even fretwear. It's just I think because my weakest technique is bends, that makes life a little bit easier for me. So yeah, love that. Richard Sheehan, amazing that Suzanne Vega found the time to create a new trem system while she was touring and recording. I know, that is amazing, isn't it? And not a lot of people know that she's actually behind that trem system. So thanks for bringing that out. Shrinfin, you love the Fusion 3, great guitars. Yeah, I only wish I got the HSS rather than the HSH. Anyway. Your name is a bit difficult. Call you Edney. It's not actually that difficult. It's just when I see it all written in a line, I can't split it up properly. But I've got you. Rant. Right, okay, we've got enough for rants. Okay, the Geiker rant's coming. I'll try and catch up a bit more with the comments. You just bought a Geiker Tune-o-matic bridge. Sure, it'll be fine. Nothing wrong with the... Well, I don't know about the Geiker Tune-o-matic bridges. I've not actually tried enough of their products. We'll get there in a minute, right? Mini Guitar Site, you have the Surfaris in one of your squares. Very nice for that kind of tone. Brilliant. That's what I like to hear. Other than Geiker output jacks, you would suggest Pure Tone. Yes. More expensive than Geiker. Yeah. Oh, really? Did Geiker do their own version of that? That could be worth checking out. 3 hours later. Sorry, Dave Fiendish. We're getting there. Have I tried the Tex-Mex pickups? Yes. Maybe that's what's in that parts caster. I can't remember. Or, you know what? I think I've got a loaded pickguard with Tex-Mex pickups in there. I think. Yeah, tried them. They're decent. Decent indeed. Sweet Axe. The purplish pickguard looks awesome. I know it does. It's a great looking guitar, isn't it? Johnny D, you've got a hankering for a parts caster, but you'd have to commission one or buy a ready-made one. You know what? Buying a parts caster is a great idea. As is. You can actually end up getting like really great value in there, especially if you like the mods that someone's done. That's the thing with selling a parts caster and not getting your money back with the mods that you've done. Some people just sell them because they can't be bothered putting it back to factory, which is fair enough. I totally get that. But yeah, sometimes you can get deals. Like you can end up getting a guitar that's got high-end pickups in it. Maybe you don't like the pickups, but you can get them out and sell them, and you end up like breaking even or something on the guitar. Interesting thing. Matt Sanders, Vega Trems are smug. Love it. That's amazing. Rant, right, the rant is coming. I've almost caught up. Rant because you'd like to hear exactly what I've got in mind. Okay, rant's coming. That's hilarious, right? Okay. Right, here comes the rant. Geiker. Right, firstly, I'll just go with the most important part of it, right? I bought a set of Geiker locking tuners, right? Way back when Geiker were a nothing, no-name brand. Probably about 5 years ago, right? They were still a brand, right? But they were just like one of these other brands that were making cheap stuff, right? And I got the locking tuners and they were crap, right? They were really, really crap. And probably the worst locking tuners I've ever used. They were grindy. They were not an upgrade over just the regular tuners that I was going to put in the guitar. So I ended up, I don't know what I did with them. I think I put them on a guitar that ended up selling, but I wasn't like, oh, locking tuners. It was like, you might want to change the tuners on this, by the way, they're crap. Anywho, so since then, loads of people have raved about Geiker, and I thought, okay, maybe Geiker's, maybe they've got better. That would make sense. Companies get better. They use different suppliers. They just improve. They get more money behind them, whatnot. Maybe they've got better because a lot of people seem to be saying good things about them. And they've emailed me loads of times as well to like review things, but that's another thing I'll maybe get in. That's not really anything to do with it. This guy, I got them like the same weekend I went to Mile House Studios, which was last summer. So what are you talking about, 7 months ago or something like that? I actually ordered these when I was on the train from Amazon to get arrived to Paul's house, because the tuners I was going to put in were they weren't going to fit the new colour scheme or something like that. So they're Geiker locker tuners. I think they were about £35. And you know what? These are also crap. Right, I had 2 string breaks on the posts here, twice. And this D-string one is like twice as stiff as every other one. So they look nice. The black and gold, but they are also crap. They're not like the worst ones ever, like that were on the old ones that I got in terms of the feel, apart from that one. Like they don't feel grindy, but they still don't feel good. They don't feel quality. They look nice, and that's about it. And I really like some of the stuff that Geiker does when it comes to their tuners, right? Because you can get like what they call the dopamine tuners, where they've got like a different colour heads. You could get like blues and purples and stuff like that. And they got in touch and were like, do you want to check out these tuners and stuff? And I was thinking, you know what, that would look great on this. Because they had ones that you could get like gold and purple and stuff. But then none of their locking tuners are staggered. Right, and it's been like that for about 3 years. They've got like loads of different kinds of locking tuners, but they don't have any staggered locking tuners. Look, staggered is better. There we go. So put in Geiker cool coloured ones, which is, can you see how they're staggered? See how the top 3 are tall and then the bottom 3 are lower? It means you only need 1 string tree. And I know you're about to say, well, actually, some people say you need no string trees, but I was going to get away with 1, and I asked for 1, but the tech I took it to put 2 on it, which I was a bit annoyed about, but what can you do? I don't use that tech anymore. Yeah. And then another thing. So yeah. There you go, yeah, the dopamine Geiker locking tuners are awesome. So maybe they are good, but I mean, they're not better than staggered locking tuners. It's not an upgrade, it's a downgrade. So yeah, there you go. That's where I'm at with Geiker stuff. I have heard they're good, but maybe I just got lucky twice in a row. And it's the only 2 Geiker products I've ever tried. Come on. So, there you go. Geiker has a 100% unsuccess rate for the stuff that I've tried. There you go. That's it. That's my Geiker rant. And then I'll go a little bit further with the rant. And I'll say, when they get in touch with YouTube channels, now I know Paul Mile House Studios, by the way, I know he works with Geiker, 0 digs whatsoever at him. And like I say, I've only tried the tuners. I believe the other hardware, bridges and whatnot, is probably a lot better. But most of the time they'll offer the product, which is like a set of locking tuners, but then I think they ask a bit too much for you to do. They're like, okay, can you do a video on these locking tuners, and we ideally want the video to be 10 minutes long, and can you say this and this and put this link in here and also make a reel for Instagram and a shut up. No, right, forget about it. And they don't offer any payment whatsoever or anything like that. Not that I'm like all about that these days or anything like that. In fact, if you've seen any of my recent videos, you'll see that I'm kind of trying to come away from that, even although I do have a lot of sponsored stuff to deliver from way back when. Anyway, that's the other part of my Geiker rant. Now, one last thing. Geiker can save themselves. I've got some demands. You ready? Someone send Geiker over here and tell them I've got some demands. Right, so, hold on a second. Oh yeah, and also, I'm in that group chat with a load of other YouTube channels as well. Like a load of them. A load of them you've heard of. A lot of big channels, a lot of smaller channels. A lot of them have done Geiker stuff before, but Geiker don't have a great reputation in that chat. Anywho, so I don't think you'll see much Geiker on this channel going forward, unless something I did see recently was on a Facebook post. They said, someone just commented, you should make this thing. So they made it. Now that's cool. I love that, right? And I think on the same post that says, have you made any staggered locker tuners yet? And they're like, no, not yet. It's like, come on, you're too busy doing all these daft colours of tuners. Make some staggered locking tuners. What's wrong with you? Sorry. Right. Rant 2. I'm sorry. Rant 2 about locking tuners. I'm all about locking tuners. Right. Here we go. Just the things I have to hand. Charvel comes stock with locking tuners. My parts caster, I had to put locking tuners on it because I'm all about the locking tuners. You'll see the Jet there comes stock with locking tuners. That Starcaster, that Fazley, that Jet. The Enya does not, that does not. The Henry's does. The two Starcasters were going to be getting locking tuners, but not anymore. The Jet just does not, and the Squire on the end there does, and loads of other guitars have locking tuners. Now I get the locking tuners for the quick string changes, that's it. There's no, I don't think there's much in the way of tuning stability. That's not really a thing. That might be a thing. It's definitely not a reason to buy locking tuners, right? But we're all aware of, I need to grab another prop. Hold on, another guitar's coming. I don't know if anybody's having a good time with old weird guy rants about stuff, but I'm feeling really ranty today. Let's continue the rant. Here we go. Come here, you. And this is something I was actually saving for doing a video on, which I might do. Okay, right. Fender Thin Line Tele Deluxe. Wrong camera. Whoops. The split shaft tuners, yeah? We're all familiar with them. Now, a lot of people will tell you these are just as good as locking tuners, right? And I agree. And I'm almost sold on these as being better than locking tuners, right? Couple of reasons. The first one is when we put on locking tuners, we're told that you basically cut it short and then wrap it. You don't need many wraps. But the problem is, if you're a modding person like myself, I'll put a new set of strings on and then think, you know what, I'm going to change the pickups on this guitar. And then your strings, you might not have enough wine to get them back on again, or there might be a kink in it, so you've kind of lost that string. So with these, it kind of like makes a whole coil, and you can just put the coil back in, so it's actually easier to switch strings. The other thing is, excuse me, because it doesn't have the locking mechanism, they're lighter as well. So that's two benefits over locking tuners that, see, like how much more mechanism-y stuff we've got going on here with the thumb wheels and whatnot. So they're lighter, that's good. But almost all vintage split shaft tuners come with these vintage heads on them, and I don't like them. I just don't like the feel of them in my fingertips. I don't know why. And also they don't have screws on the end here, so you can't change the heads on them. You're kind of stuck with these, unfortunately. And also sometimes they've got the vintage post as well, so you needed an adapter to fit it through a modern one, right? And they don't, it's hard to find staggered split post shaft tuners too, but they do exist because Fender just released a guitar that has staggered split post shaft tuners, right? But it's still got these on the end. I'm almost ready to rest my case. And by the way, Geiker, I want you to make this. Hold on, right? Check this out. You may remember I did a video, or you may not remember. If you're not, you can watch it. I bought the blue Squier Starcaster, which is sitting up in the background there, that you can't see because I've got the wrong camera angle on. I got that blue Squier Starcaster limited edition from Fender.com. Sorry, I regret it. I don't regret the guitar, I just regret buying from there. And it had a rosewood neck on it, and I changed it to a maple one. Here's the rosewood Starcaster neck. Look at this. Split post tuners with modern machine heads. Right? Now we're almost there. We're almost there to the perfect tuner, the perfect product for me. So split post. You've got enough winds to take the strings on and off if you need them. Just as quick to change as lock-in tuners. Really easy. You just like cut two posts up, stick it in, wrap, done. I prefer the modern thing, but these don't have staggered. If I had staggered, that would be great. Last thing is, this is for basically Fender / Squier only. These are the 2-pin tuners. Now what I'm after is, wow, this is getting so convoluted, right? Hold on. Most guitars that are not Fender have, God, everything's Fender here. Here's a Jet. There you go. Right, here we go. Have this little diagonal screw off to the side here. Right? So here's my wish list. Are you ready? Split shaft post tuners with the modern machine heads. This little screw at the side, staggered. Why doesn't that exist? Does anybody know why that doesn't exist? Why doesn't that exist? I've been looking everywhere for them. If anybody know, oh wait a minute. We're getting close. The Ibanez AZES, the Essentials, budget pedal chap will know because he has the one that I had. That's got almost the perfect tuner. That's ticking every single box except for the staggered. It's got the modern heads, split post, and it's got the diagonal screw off to the side, so you can put it on basically any guitar that isn't a Fender, but they're not staggered. So, Geiker, make that and I'll be on board forever, right? Or somebody make it. Wilkinson, Vanson, Jinho, Vegatrem, come on, somebody make it. Why can't you make this? Right, okay. Right, that's the end of the rant. Did I have anything else to mention? No, that rant was sponsored by Silica Gel. Okay, I might chop that into a video. That might be a video. Right, sorry, the Dopamine Geiker lock-in tuners are awesome. They look awesome. I've never tried them. Maybe they are. Good music is good. You put them on your Iceman kit build. They're big chunky boys and they're buttery smooth. Nice, there you go. Shred Finn, you just put those Tusk trees on your Leo James. First time you used them, so far so good. Yeah, I mean, personally, that's the string tree for me. Like a lot of people like rollers. I think they're better, but there you go. I think rollers just as good. Malachi, a Geiker associate told me that they're going to be putting out some staggered lock and tuner soon. About time. So they should be. Right. But then I'm kind of off them now anyway. I'm going to start searching for this other one. Searching for toning. I'm searching for tuners. They're treating content creators like ad agencies, yeah. Well, not really, because ad agencies get paid. But yeah. Budget Pedal Chap, you've got a 3-a-side set of locking tuners from Geiker and they're decent. You think yours were the dopamine set? Yes, they were a sponsored product. Ah, okay. Sorry about that. Right, I'm complaining. Okay, but yeah, maybe the dopamine ones are good. And I'm not going to lie, they look good. I really like the look of them. Right, sorry. Chapter 12 of the rant. Sorry. Good music is good. You love the split posts, split shaft tuners. Yes, everybody loves them. Everybody loves split shaft tuners. That's what we're seeing here. First time you had them is on the bass kit you got. Very easy to string up. Yeah, that's it. They're on every bass. That's it. Now I'm being too picky. I know. Steve, you and the guys on Thursday and the Robson on Friday is like the perfect pub. Cheers, mate. There you go. I wish I was having a bevy, but it's been too long. I'm fussy. I know I'm fussy. But you know what? Why would that not be the perfect tuner? Okay, right. Even if it doesn't have the modern heads, right? If it was the other three, I'm being fussy with the heads, right? But staggered split shaft with the angled screw. Come on. That's the best. It's got to be the best. Sorry. Try all parts. I will try all parts. I'll check them. Cameron, you think Goto makes them staggered split pole tuners? Okay, I will check. I will have a look. You've got the same tuners in your Jet JT350. Yes. Which ones? Right. Graham Campbell, you like the rants? It makes you feel better about being a crabbit old man. That's what's going on here. Look, can't lie. I've been a bit tired today, right? I've not been sleeping well, so I'm more crabbit than usual. Sorry. Shren Finn, you bought a set of Fender tuners once and only then realised you had to drill small holes for the posts on the back. Nightmare to put on other guitars. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the 2-pin tuners. I made that same mistake as well many moons ago. Music Lily tuners are great quality too, brother Steve Cassidy. I did a review on Music Lily tuners at the start of the channel. They were alright. They were okay. Actually, for 25 quid, they were good. You know what? The Music Lily ones were the cheapest locking tuners you could buy. And you know what? They were decent for that. I'll give you that. Steve, you think Schaller have what I need? Really? Right. I will check Schaller. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down with a pen. Whoops. Schaller, question mark. Someone else said Goto. No, they didn't. What did they say? They didn't say Goto. Yeah, they did say Goto. All parts. Did someone say Goto? I think they might have said Goto. Yeah, Goto and all parts. Okay, I've got a note of it. I'm not going to lie. I've did a lot of research on this, like going deep into forums and stuff, and I can't find them. Schaller, Goto, all parts. For the tuners. Okay. Either that or my Google's broken. Budget Pedal Chap, you still have that AZES and you're not a fan of split posts. You added a sarcastic amount of whines on the tuners when you had to change the strings. Rage baited it a fair few on the old interwebs. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, mate, BPC, I might have a set of lockers kicking about if you're interested. We could do a wee trade at Birmingham. Are you going to Birmingham Guitar Show? Have you even asked you? I'll bring them down. We could do a wee trade. What do you reckon? Save on the postage. Do it in person in the car park. Straticos, you've got the ones I shown on the Jet. You've got the same ones, yeah. Yeah, they will. You'll have the same tuners because the Jet ones are the Jet branded ones. Yeah, is that what you mean? Yes. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. Like for locking tuners, they're good locking tuners. No complaints. Because a bit of a challenge. Where we at? We don't remember. Sorry, Shred Finn, you don't remember what poor man's rig you used to try and line the holes up, but it was rough. Yeah, got you. Johnny D, you bought a new CD player, is fed up with inferior sound quality and streaming, just snagged 5 Stephen Wilson CDs and Great Nick for 35 quid. You know he's not for everyone, but you love prog. I've never really got into him either, although I think I did hear an album or a track that Guthrie Govan was on. Got it for Guthrie, but yeah, nice one, mate. I'm hearing that a lot more these days, that a lot of people are sort of coming away from streaming services and going back to ownership of products as well. Not just so much about the sound quality, but people want to own things again, which is, yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Admirable. There you go. I get that. Right, I need to apologise about all the rants. Sorry. I promised myself, well, I didn't promise myself, but I thought I might not do that, but I was planning on doing that video about the tuners. Something like, why don't these tuners exist? But now from the chat, the feedback we're getting about how fussy I am, maybe that's a good indication of maybe not to do that video. Yeah, I'll see if I think it could be a good video. Why do these tuners not exist? The best tuners don't exist. Unless they do, unless I can find them from Schaller, Goto or All Parts, or unless Geiker make them. Do you want to make them, Geiker? Geiker, if you make those tuners, I'll do a video for the tuners. Only, I'll even buy them. I'll buy the tuners and do the video. There you go, just make them. Right, sorry. But make good ones. Sorry. BPC, you are there on the Sunday. Nice one, mate. That'll be cool to catch up. Let me know if you want to do a car part deal of tuners. That'll be fun. Right, I need to thank the Patreons. Sorry, it got way out of hand. By the way, if you ever want to check out the Patreon, I've got back to posting a bit more regularly over there. There's the Patreon. Patreon? Yeah, Patreon. Welcome to the Patreon. There you go. Let's start posting again. Just some behind the scenes stuff. But there's a load of videos up there. Look, there was the first time I did the Kasiki before I came up with the idea of putting it on the live stream once a month. I was just mucking about with it. And I mentioned it on the stream, and then it became a thing. I used to do jams, sort of some different unboxings. Oh, look at that. Anyway, yeah. Behind the scenes, there's what I'm looking at right now. That's what I see. So yeah, if you want to check out the Patreon, be great to have you over there. If not, don't worry. Oh, by the way, everything's free. It's all free. Every single thing is free. There are paid tiers if you want. £1 a month, £3 a month, £5 a month, or nothing. It's all the same. You get access to everything. Okay. Let's say thanks to the Patreons for supporting the channel. Thanks to the Patreons, the Roller String Trees, Chris McKean, Jed Ellis, Danny Soul, Hoser Cottam, Steve Murphy, William Taylor, Ben Travers, the Ubi, Mark Mogum, David Wick, Serge Vertone, Antoine Aramenko, and the Hammer On Heroes Plus on Patreon, Grandpa Joan, Outstanding Bill, and Cyborg Day Guitars. Thank you so much for your contributions and support on Patreon. And then we've got the Hammer On Heroes channel members on YouTube, on both this channel and the main channel. Richard Sheehan, Antoine Aramenko, Chuck's Guitar, Serge Vertone, and Hoser. And on this channel we've got Willis Taylor, Miles Studios, David Wicks, Trey Shreddens, Mini Guitar Society, Luke Fulton, David Easton, and Gear Safari. Thank you so much for your support. And the other Patreon members, we have Frank Chambers, Stevie Mack, Kelso Brago Brandau, Al Lindsay, Simon Wenlock, Rick Somatic, Steve Gunner, Anthony Marabito, Budget Guitar Show, Gubby Hugecock, Robert McCourt, Francis Chambers, NP, Paul Crane, Greg Stevenson, Thaddeus Thompson, Phil Sequeira, Nadine, Emoji Face, G Fractus, Will, David Baby, Pill Cool, Alan Pape, and Andy. Whoo. Thank you everybody who supports over on Patreon, whether it's monetarily or just coming over and checking out the content. It's appreciated. I'm trying to get more consistent. I've did 3 weeks on the trot. I'm going to try and keep that going up until going to the guitar show. It'll probably slip around that time, but we'll do our best. Who knows? We might have extra stuff from the guitar show. I don't know what we're going to have behind the scenes. Who knows? Anyway, I'll catch up with the chat and then we'll get out of here, let you get back to your lives. And sorry again about the rants. And I'll apologise once more about that just as we sign off, alright? Okay. There we go, Victory House. Leo designed the headstock to have 3 wounds on the wound string and 5 winds on the unwound. This helps the break angle. Is it as simple as that? That makes a lot of sense, especially if you're always going under. Yeah. That could be good. Am I auditioning for a reboot of Still Game, Steve? Read the rants. Maybe I should. Sorry. Yes, that's terrible. Scott Bogfoot thanking the Patreons. Thank you, Scott Bogfoot, for thanking the Patreons. You're a legend. Shrinfin. Dan Elwine, author of Famous Guitar Players Repair Guide, said in the best tuners he ever used were the Steinbergers. Some crazy ratio, but they look wildly different from standard ones. Interesting. Might need to check it out. See you, Nelson. Good day to you, mate. Goodbye, folks. Yeah, everybody saying see you later. Great stuff. How do you say that? Sorry. You installed the other day a pair of new roller string trees, a new roller saddle bridge, and a Duesenberg style tremolo, and your Harley Benton JT60 in the guitar transformed into a dream guitar. Yes, that's what the mods are all about. Thanks everybody for coming over, talking about your guitar mod stories, and mainly listening to me ranting about all the mods. Sorry about the rants. Video tomorrow. Hopefully check it out. It's about a mod. Okay. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See you later. Woohoo! We made it. We had a live stream. Sorry once again for the rants. I'm already feeling the cringe about it. I'm cringing about it right now. And I'm promising that next week's live stream will be less ranty. I will sleep more. Right. Have a great rest of your weekend, y'all. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow for the video. Alright. See you later. Thanks for all the support, by the way. We're getting loads of views recently.